Otega Oweh with the shot of his life, and I still can't believe it.
You are Locked On Kentucky, your daily podcast on the Kentucky Wildcats, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to pass out. What's going on, Big Blue Nation? Welcome on into Locked On Kentucky. I'm your host, Lance Dawe. And on today's live episode, we're going to be recapping Kentucky basketball's 89-84 win over the Santa Clara Broncos. The dagger from Allen Graves. It looked like it was over in a half-court heave from Otega Oweh. The game of his life, the shot of his life. Incredible stuff to send into overtime, and the Cats close out. They are moving on. Will likely face Iowa State in the round of 32. I cannot believe it. I do not believe it. I thought I was going to pass out watching that game. What an incredible back and forth affair. It couldn't have ended any other way, right? It couldn't have ended with any other magical moment other than Otega Oweh, the senior, the leader for this year's team, came back after considering going to the NBA draft, and he now leads this team past Santa Clara. An improbable shot from Oweh. This episode is brought to you by Mazda. We put that same drive into every detail. Wins define the moment. That defines you. Stay tuned for highlights in this week's Moving the Game Forward. There's more to a Mazda because there is more to you. I cannot believe it. I do not believe it. 89-84 is your final. This game looked like it was over at the end after Allen Graves hit a miracle three. And 2.4 seconds left, Otega has to do something, just flings it up beyond half court and banks it in. He didn't even just sink this one straight. He banked that thing in. Improbable stuff. And you want to talk about the shot of his life. Talk about the game of his life. 35 points on 11 of 24 shooting. He was not going to go out without a victory. AJ Dioubate, get out of here. You couldn't find a way to win with the Cougars, but this senior, Otega Oweh, leading his team, he came here to win, and darn it, Kentucky's going on to the round of 32. Who knows what could possibly happen for the Wildcats against Iowa State, which I believe they will face. I think Tennessee-Iowa State actually just got underway. Who knows what will happen in that game, but today the Wildcats are victorious in improbable fashion. It wasn't the prettiest. It was a wild back and forth affair. The Cats could not get out of their own way. They kept trying to pull away, trying to step away from the Broncos, and Santa Clara just kept responding. And honestly, it was a number of different players for Santa Clara that gave Kentucky fits. Elijah Mahi is a bucket getter. Christian Hammond didn't have his best shooting performance, but he is just so smooth, so pure. Was a tough cover for Kentucky's guards in this game. Jake Ensminger hits a couple of threes in this game. Sash Gavaluigav, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, with 16 off the bench, hit some incredible shots. Hats off to this Santa Clara team, as somebody mentions in the live chat here, because this is a very smart, disciplined, well-rounded Santa Clara team. I said it coming into this game. I was very impressed with the Broncos. Even host of the Locked On Zags podcast, Andy Patton, texted me towards the end of this game and said, I cannot believe Gonzaga found a way to beat this team 3 times. This is a very, very well-coached team by Herb Sendek, and what a heartbreaker. A heartbreaker, by the way, not just for Santa Clara, but it felt like for the broadcast crew as well in this game. Just, it felt like everything was against Kentucky, and with Graves hitting what felt like a dagger three. Santa Clara, by the way, 12 of 33 from downtown, and this one just would not go away. It felt like everything was against Kentucky, and this was the way the season was going to end. And frankly, and a lot of other realities, this is how it should have ended. It should have ended with Oweh too strong, and the Wildcats go home. We're done with this team. We move on to next season, but we get at least one more game with these Cats. They're still fighting. Survive and advance is what they say, and the Cats found a way to just barely survive by the skin of their teeth against Santa Clara in this one. I am just still in shock. I almost passed out. I felt like my head was about to explode after Oweh hit that shot. Just an improbable heave, stuff that you won't see very often from any spot in the NCAA tournament, just based on how the tournament's gone the last couple of years. Just very few buzzer beaters, not a ton of madness. I believe that the only buzzer beater from last year's tournament was Derek Queen hitting that floater against Colorado State. And now you've got one here, another March Magic moment for Otega Oweh and the Kentucky Wildcats. Just beautiful stuff. Thank you so much to everybody in the live chat who's watching. We're going to try and recap this episode with a little bit more clarity, a little bit more focus here. But again, I am just shocked at how Otega Oweh played today. Played 43 minutes in this one. 43. You want to talk about fatigue? You want to talk about playing your heart out? Otega gave everything he could have possibly given to this game here. 35 points on 11 of 24 shooting, knocked down 3 triples, 8 boards, 7 assists, just 2 turnovers in this game, a steal and a block, just 2 fouls. He was able to play solid defense, hold his ground. You want to talk about some defense? How about those 2 blocks from Brandon Garrison on Sasha in overtime? The 2 best defensive possessions of his life. We have talked about consistent effort. We have talked about giving it your all every single possession, and Kentucky can't quite get that out of Garrison. But in the moment where they needed him the most, on a guard, guarding a guard, he was able to step up and not deliver 1, but 2 huge blocks, and he was rewarded with a run-out dunk that basically sealed this one. Incredible stuff here from BG. In this game also, overall, you talk about Allen Graves and how he might have been a problem in this one, like rotationally. Had he not had those 4, actually he finished the game with 3 fouls. Had he not had those 3 fouls early, Graves could have ended up with a lot more points, 17 on 5 of 12 shooting, but Garrison, I really did think, held his own in this game defensively. That's what I said matchup-wise coming in. Forget what the stats tell you. Forget what the numbers say. Look at the personnel. Graves, not the most physical guy, but darn it, he's really talented. I think guys like Garrison, more athletic, can match up with him. That's actually what host of Locked On College Basketball, Isaac Shade, was texting at some point during this game, is that, look, Kentucky might not be the better team. They might not be better coached right now, but they're just simply more athletic, and they're fighting as hard as they possibly can. This team couldn't find a way to get out of its own way. Some bad shot selection at times, some dumbfounding mistakes, but they find a way to win in the end, thanks to a heave from Otega Oweh. Just absolutely unbelievable stuff. Kentucky finding a way to survive and advance. Oh my gosh. I actually still do feel like I'm going to pass out. I am in genuine disbelief right now. Oh my gosh. Another player that I thought came up huge in this one, Mohamed Dioubate. You want to talk about seniority leading the way. You want to talk about patience. You want to talk about control. I think Kentucky's veteran leaders here stepped up in a huge way. Otega, Aberdeen, and Dioubate. Mo D with 17 points. He knocked down a 3. He's shooting really well in the postseason right now, and it's because of the patience and the steadiness of the way that Mo is playing. Now that Ramadan is over, he's able to focus maybe a little bit more now that he's able to eat more consistently. And in this game, 17 points, 6 of 8 shooting, 8 boards, huge boards for Kentucky, a steal and 3 blocks. Kentucky had their way at the rim at times against this Santa Clara team, and something that I really wish they had done more that maybe would have prevented this game from going to OT in the first place is finding ways to drive more physically to the basket, put 2 feet in the paint, and make something happen. I think Kentucky screens, and I've said this all year, on both sides of the ball, Kentucky struggles with ball screens. They don't set hard enough, and they frankly don't come out of ball screens. They don't fight through them hard enough on the defensive end. Aberdeen was actually caught napping in a huge moment where Sasha hit a 3 in the second half, and it felt like at that point Santa Clara was kind of taking over. But you talk about Santa Clara kind of rallying back whenever Kentucky was trying to pull away, was trying to make a run. Kentucky did that as well. They never really let this game get fully out of rhythm, fully out of control. This game had a great pace to it, a great flow. This is one of the best games I've ever seen in my life, and it's capped off with a miracle shot. Hats off to Dioubate. Hats off to Oweh. Just a great showing from Garrison as well. We'll continue to break this one down. I can't believe it. I do want to tell you guys here real quick about our friends over at Mazda. It's Mazda's moving the game forward. For those who show there's more to the score than what's on the screen. We'll talk here about, obviously, Otega Oweh. As a senior, it's his last college game, going out there and giving it his all after what was arguably the worst performance of his career up until this point against Florida in the SEC tournament. He turns it around and gives you a clean 35 points on efficient shooting, knocks down a few threes, and obviously the third one, the biggest, a huge half-court buzzer beater to give Kentucky eventually the win in overtime. It reminds us what it really takes to raise the bar, the extra work off the court that Oweh has put in this offseason to be a more complete offensive player, dialing in and on every detail, giving it that extra fire, the grit, I never quit. Mazda puts that exact same passion into every single model. Highlights make the reel, but what it took to get there actually makes it count. There's more to a Mazda because there is more to you. Today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. College basketball, obviously nonstop, big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every single night, from early tip-offs to late-night West Coast shootouts. There's always action on the board, and now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger potential wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. You can basically build any college hoops parlay you want, rivalry games, rake matchups, whatever fits your read. Maybe you want to lay something down on Kentucky versus Iowa State here in a couple of days. You can mix spreads, totals, player props, and match how you see the slate playing out. Then you can apply the profit boost and instantly bump up the potential payout. Go safe, go bold, ride with the Cats as you've been following them all season. It's your parlay, your style, and now with more upside behind it. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel, play your game. 89-84 is the final in overtime. Cats find a way to get it done. A miracle heave from Otega sends this one to extra minutes. And oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Thank you so much to everybody in the live chat. Just incredible stuff, heroics from Otega. And that's what he did all season last year, right? When Kentucky needed a bucket, when Kentucky needed a stop, they got the effort, they got the energy. Just, again, was it perfect from Otega today? No, I thought some of the shot selection was poor. He's trying to get that mid-range jumper going, and yes, he's had it at times, but it was clearly off today. But getting to the basket and finishing, finishing around the rim has been something that Otega Oweh has done at a unbelievable, beautiful level with the body control and the finishing that I frankly am going to miss. I am really going to miss Otega in a Kentucky uniform. It's a shame that he basically has one more game guaranteed left to him, but 35 points and nearly a triple-double, basically, with the 8 rebounds and 7 assists. I mean, what else could you possibly ask for from your senior guard? My goodness. James says, if we play Sunday like we did in OT, I believe that we will be in the Sweet 16, and this is what it's about. It's about the effort, the consistent attention to detail, the correct decisions, possession in and possession out. It's about taking care of the basketball. It's about making the right shot, taking the right shots, making the right shots. It's about finding ways to win, grinding it out. You're going to be the underdog more than likely against Iowa State. Don't even know what the score of that game is. It's probably ugly already. But you're going to have to give an extra level of oomph and an extra level of attention to that game if you want to find a way to win. Iowa State, one of the more resilient teams in the country, one of the best defensive teams in the nation. They do a phenomenal job on both ends. They shoot the three really well. They play with incredible pace. They have arguably the best three-point shooter in the nation on the wing, which I think could end up being a huge problem for Kentucky. Their pair of guards in Tamin Lipsey and then Josh Jefferson down low, Jamarian Bateman, Tamin Lipsey in the backcourt, Josh Jefferson down low, second best player in the nation according to Ken Pom. It's a special, special group, and it deserves a special amount of effort and attention and fight. And you saw it in spurts in this game, right? Again, I don't really think Kentucky fully took their foot off the gas. To be honest with you, they ended up shooting 36% in this game, 10 of 28 from downtown, and they had so many great open looks from Colin Chandler, who finished this game just 1 of 9 from 3. If he's able to find a way to get things going, that completely unlocks everything for this Wildcats team. I saw a stat earlier on Twitter that basically said Kentucky's like 8-2 or something like that whenever Colin Chandler shoots better than better than 50% from the floor or something like that. And they haven't won a game whenever he doesn't go to 10 plus points on some sort of efficiency. And today, obviously, they buck trends here and find a way to win in miraculous fashion. But you need Colin Chandler to step up. If he has these open shots, he needs to find a way to knock down some. If you can get a performance like he had against Vandy, against Iowa State, I would feel really good about the Cats' chances to win that one. You just got to lock in. You have to lock in. I think that Cam Williams and Jasper Johnson came off the bench in limited action today. Neither of them necessarily provided anything of note to Kentucky outside of that huge triple from Cam Williams off of that offensive rebound from Oweh. Missed his free throw, got it back, and Cam just pulled from the logo and said he pulled a Chris move. Why not let it fly? And he knocked that thing down. I want to see a little bit more from Cam. Maybe against Iowa State. I think he could be a bit of a matchup breaker there, possibly. Jasper, I just want him on the bench unless he's able to come in and provide some sort of jump shooting ability, which frankly he hasn't consistently. Who knows what those two could provide against Iowa State. But what I do know is Kentucky's tight rotation is working. It worked in this game, and I hope that they find a way to make it work against the Cyclones. Just goodness gracious, y'all. Oh, goodness gracious. It seems like, just based on what I've kind of read on and off, a lot of negativity in the live chat, or just a decent amount of negativity is what I'm seeing in the live chat. And I'll tell you guys this. Was it perfect? No. This was not a perfect game. I would have been pretty upset coming out of this one if Oweh had missed that shot. I would have been pretty upset. However, they didn't lose. They had a poor coaching effort. A poor shooting effort until late in the game. And they turned the ball over a little bit too much. Just 11 turnovers in this one, but they were costly at important times. They didn't crash the glass as aggressively as they could have. They did not drive to the basket as much as they could have. They didn't do everything well. And yet they find a way to win, and we're never going to forget about this again in our lives. We all got to witness this here. We witnessed history today. We witnessed big blue history today, guys. Be happy. Celebrate this. You have no clue what's going to happen against Iowa State. I don't want to see everyone here whining and complaining about how this game turned out, because what matters in March? What is the phrase I said earlier? Say it back. We'll all say it together. Survive and advance. It does not matter how you win. All that matters is that you do. Did the Cats win today? They did. We celebrate. And we are thankful for players like Oweh and Dioubate and their performance today. Let's just root for Tennessee State because Virginia is choking currently, says Goated. I saw right before I went live that Virginia was struggling with Wright State. Tied at 43 with 7:39 left in that game. That's going to be one to watch for sure. Has Tennessee State tipped off? They just tipped off. So we'll see how that game goes. But you have to be thankful and happy that you found a way to win. That this is one of the greatest scorers to come through the program in recent memory in Oweh. And he put together a beautiful performance for you. As a fan, you can't be anything other than happy for these players, these kids, after all they've been through. Yes, they've been up and down. Have they struggled emotionally? Have they struggled mentally? Have they consistently made bad decisions in big moments whenever Kentucky needs wins? They have. Everyone's imperfect, right? But when it boils down to it, they're just kids. That's the reality of it. And they are worthy of criticism given the current state of the college game. If you get paid, it's a job. You are worthy of the criticism. But whenever you put together an effort like this, especially in overtime, to see that final 5 minutes of we will not die, and if we do, we will die on this floor together. The effort from Garrison, Dioubate, Oweh, everyone, you have to praise them for that. Yes, this has been an awful season relative to expectations. Yes, the players have underwhelmed. Yes, we've been hurt. Yes, it's been bad, but they won today. And that's all that matters right now. And if you can push through in March and you can find a way to beat Iowa State, that's it. That's all you care about. Finding a way. Finding a way. As Chris says, a win is a win, no matter how thin. Appreciate the rhyming there. Ugly win is still a win. As long as it says dub in that win or loss column, I don't care what happened as long as everybody's healthy. Knock on wood. All right, I want to wrap up the show here, getting to the live chat. There are a couple hundred of you in here. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a season for sure for the Cats. And what an insane game we get to kind of ride out here. And who knows? It may not be over yet. It might not be over yet. The ride is still going. We'll continue to break this one down, get to what y'all's thoughts are on this one. Before we do it, though, tell you guys about our friends about Supply House. You wouldn't show up on game day without a plan, and now you wouldn't show up on the job without the right parts. That's why putting Supply House in your starting lineup is always the right call. Here are the stats. 300,000 plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products, 500 tried and true brands, and 90% of the country is in on the 1 to 2 day delivery zone. So I've talked a lot about KenPom and computer models and how much I love numbers. Those are the stone cold hard facts right there, ladies and gentlemen, for Supply House. They are incredible in every sense of the word. If you need a last minute coupling, a compressor, a press tool, they've got it, and they'll get it to you quickly. They are clutch. Just like Oweh. If you're a pro in the trades, you can join the MVP of Rewards programs and become a trade master. And pros, they get an exclusive member-only pricing, priority shipping, industry-leading customer service. It's all absolutely free. Visit supplyhouse.com/TM to learn more about becoming a trade master. Use promo code SH5College for 5% off your first order at supplyhouse.com, promo code SH5College. Supply House, real people, real service. Today's episode is also brought to you by Robinhood. What if sports were traded like markets? Well, now you can put your sports IQ to work in real time with Robinhood prediction markets. It's not you against the house, it's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. Use your sports knowledge in the moments that actually matter. Robinhood prediction markets change the game. It's people moving the action, so when the momentum shifts, you can move along with it. You're no longer just a spectator, it's play-by-play, and you decide. Trade every play with Robinhood, now available across the U.S. Download the Robinhood app now to begin. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm. All right, wrapping up today's episode, I am just in disbelief, in shock. 89-84. I cannot believe it. Ooh, I cannot believe it. Oh my goodness. Otega Oweh at the horn. Whew. 512's bracket is killing it. I believe most of you are in the Locked On Kentucky bracket challenge group over on ESPN. I'm not quite sure if you can still join. I think the link is in the description if you're watching this live and you want to join there. Everybody riding with their cats in the live chat. At least I don't feel like Tyler Hansborough. My gosh. KenPom can go to the trash. Listen, man, it's felt like that a little bit on and off all season, but I'll tell you what. Stats don't lie about Supply House, and the stats don't lie about Oweh today with his 35. William says, just joining, had to take a moment because my heart rate spiked. I just ran 8 miles. Oweh put together a historic game, but Garrison and Dioubate were the real MVPs. Just toughness and effort plays. 100%. It's finding ways to win and grinding it out, giving the heart and giving the attention to detail. Keep it a buck with you for a second. There's nothing wrong with Brandon Garrison physically. He's 6'10", 6'11", 245, and as we saw on that dunk in the first half, I believe it was in the first half, he can jump out of the freaking gym. He's athletic, he's a former McDonald's All-American, and he's got talent. His problem is inconsistency. His problem is the mental aspect of it, of giving the effort every single play, which frankly, he didn't do it every play this game, but he played a very good game overall. And it's about players like him and Dioubate who are just freight trains, physical down low, patient, touch, just a dynamic player for Kentucky that you can put on the glass down low. If he's able to hit a 3 a game, you could spread him out to the corner. That's really awesome for Kentucky to have that stretch 4 aspect in their offense. If they could somehow have that moving forward where Mo D hits a 3, like if he could just get 1 every game, if he goes 1 of 2, 1 of 3, I'm not complaining about that because we don't have an Andrew Carr. And frankly, Andrea Jelovic is the second close thing to it. And Jelovic didn't provide a ton in terms of shooting today. I'll also tell you about Yeli. I found myself several times in this game, despite scoring, I found myself going, great board, really, really solid physical defensive rebounds where he just flies in there to go get it. That's what you need out of your team. You need to fight like you are going to die. Like if the game ends, everything's over. And Jelovic provided that today. No turnovers, 3 assists, and 7 boards. In 13 minutes, he only took 1 shot and missed, but I'll take that production. If he could get the 3 ball going, that'd be great. But as we've seen, he struggled with that as of late. A player that I've not even talked about today. Yes, we talk about Diabate's effort. Yes, we talk about Garrison. We've talked about Jelovic. Let's talk about Denzel Aberdeen. Senior leadership in the backcourt. Senior leadership from this Kentucky team. Denzel Aberdeen, 16 points, 4 of 8 shooting from 3, had 1 assist, and he's been tearing it up passing the ball as of late, but I don't feel like Aberdeen, save for maybe 1 shot, like rushed anything in this game. He was patient. He was decisive. Again, some of the shots just didn't fall for Kentucky, and that's okay. Oweh, I think, being the main culprit for some of the bad shot selection tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. But Aberdeen with his 16 on efficient shooting, I mean, you'll take that. You'll absolutely take that, especially if you're getting passing value elsewhere. Yelovich with 3 assists, Chandler with 5 and 2 steals and a block. Chandler with an awesome block. I think it might have been on Graves at one point. My gosh. Blue Moon Bandicoot points out I can't remember what I can't remember what outlet it was. But somebody said heading into this, like they ranked all the players in this NCAA tournament. They said Oweh was the 38th best. 38th best, my tail. 38th best, my rear end. I can't say what I want to say on this show. Just know that's a load of hockey. All right? That is just bull. Iowa State's best player just got injured? Oh, no. Oh, no. Is he still down? Is he still down? Who was it? Was it Josh Jefferson? Oh, that's bad. Can somebody update me on that? Because that's bad. That's really bad for them. Marino needs to toughen up. I would agree. I think he needs to toughen up. He's got, again, high floor freshman. Jefferson hurt his ankle. Did they take him out? Because if they did, that's huge. That is huge. I'd never want to see anybody get hurt, but that is really, really crucial. Jelly only plays first half. I don't get the rotations. I really don't. I also don't understand why every third possession Kentucky finally decides to run a set, and every other 2 possessions are give the ball to Oweh or Aberdeen and kind of get out of the way. He's in the locker room getting x-rays. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Thoughts and prayers for him. Aberdeen has been who we needed him to be, which isn't his natural way of playing. He's more of a 2-guard. Yes. And again, if you can get that passing production out of your other players, if you can get playmaking consistently out of somebody like Chandler, who is not someone you would classify as an elite passer or a gifted passer or someone who has a ton of touch, save for that 1 throw ahead against Tennessee earlier in the season. Like if you can get that value elsewhere, you're going to be pretty good. Also, shout out to Kentucky hitting 10 threes today. They shot 36%, 51 from the floor. Could they have been a little bit better from the charity stripe? Yeah, as Garrison went 0 of 3, just chucking stuff up there. But I think that this was good. This was good. And if Chandler can get it going against Iowa State, man, I mean, who knows what could happen. My guess is that Iowa State, even without Jefferson, if he doesn't play, if he is actually hurt, they'll be fine. But we'll see. We'll see. Goodness gracious, y'all. My gosh. Thank you so much for y'all. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Please subscribe if you have not already. We've got one more game. We've got one more game with this team. Be thankful. This is pretty much the way they get to close it out if it is. And if they go on a deeper run, that's what Kentucky wanted to accomplish all season long anyway. And if that's what they get done, if they make an Elite Eight, if they make a Final Four, if they win a national championship somehow, everything's going to be forgotten and you reset and you go at it next year. Just find a way to win against Iowa State. Find a way, if they are the team that Kentucky ends up playing. You can follow the show on Twitter at LockedOnUK. You can follow me on Twitter at LanceDawe_, and you can follow the show over on Instagram. That is at Kentucky Podcast. Any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave those in the YouTube comments below. You can hit me on the socials. I will see you all on Sunday for another episode of Locked On Kentucky. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and God bless.
Bye.